now a business owner, what were some of the biggest challenges you faced from building the firm from the ground up, and then how did you push through those?
And there was a lot of things. Honestly, there was a lot of things. Sometimes, you're.
Well, I'm inspired. I'm pumped. I'm going to watch this podcast every morning to get my day started.
That's going to be our alarm clock.
Yeah, exactly. Right, just wake it up.
Wake up.
Real estate can be cutthroat. What keeps you motivated and focused in such a competitive space? And what advice would you give to someone just starting out?
Yeah, real estate is very, very cutthroat, and it's
or learn more just about your experience. What's the best way to reach you? And then are there any upcoming opportunities or projects that we should look out for?
Yeah, so you can connect me on Instagram at AviX.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Juliet Dela Cruz. Welcome to Simple Chat, and I'm here with Mr. Avi. Thank you so much for coming on Simple Chat. I guess we'll just jump straight into it. So let's start with an introduction. For those of you who may not know, can you tell us a little bit about who you are, your background, and what the firm is all about?
Yeah, so my name is Avi Sheleg. The firm is a company that focuses on simple systems, focus on the best technology in the industry. And basically what we do, we started as an apartment locating team, and we kind of grew into sales, which is kind of like the natural way of progressing with a business. So whenever we started with apartment locating, we were like the best at doing that. And what we saw is that a lot of the renters trying to buy, and we kind of saw that, those renters are buying with other agents. So we kind of asked ourselves, what are we doing wrong? And where can we, basically capture that business as well? So then we started, adding more systems and adding more training to the agents, really teaching them, educating them, and adding more layers into their business because they were super focused on apartments. And again, we did it amazingly. We were the number one team for so many years. But we just needed to, evolve and progress and added more things into our toolboxes. So we really added a lot of systems and a lot of trainings that really right now transitioning into what our agents are doing, and our business is now, I would say, around 50-50. We still really love the apartment locating because it's a great business and it's a great way to get a lot of the future leads. Mm-hmm. But we're also trying to make sure that our clients that rented an apartment with us are going to continue to buy a house with us, and then, their family grows and they need another house, they need to sell a house, they need to buy a house, they get referrals. So that's kind of what we do. This is how we... Exactly. I mean, real estate is about the relationship. When I started, I really saw that, I was really good at getting leads and closing the apartments, but I really didn't have any systems to really make sure I'm connecting with those renters, every few months. So what am I doing to really make sure they know I'm the guy for them? Maybe they just think I'm the apartment person. And now when they need to buy or they need to sell or they have investment that they want to make, they're not going to talk to me because they don't know that I'm even doing that. So we were just trying to break the misconception and really just, show everybody that we are, one-stop shop, whatever you need, rent, buy, sell, invest, whatever you need, we're here for you. So that's kind of like what we...
Your go-to guy.
100%. And we're the best at everything that we do. So honestly, it's been an amazing journey. And we are growing tremendously in the last few years, especially. And we're just opening a new office in the next few weeks.
Oh, awesome.
That's going to be super, super exciting.
Nice. Okay, so you're primarily in Houston right now.
Right now, yeah.
That second one.
No, yeah. So we are primarily in Houston. We open an Austin location, but we are opening our Houston location that is going to be a very, very unique type of real estate office. Nice. A lot of the real estate offices are sitting in office buildings, and I really, really hate that. I don't like that, because I don't feel like coming to work in the real estate industry, you want to, climb up to the fourth floor in some, office building. I feel like real estate is more like selling, luxury goods. And so what I did was I got ourselves a retail space in a super nice location that I feel gonna help us a lot, and I really love the energy there. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to open our retail office real estate. Yeah.
We can't. Well, I can't wait to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Invite the team. We'll do a little open house.
I promise you, even without inviting you, you will notice it's there.
We'll hear about it. It'll be on my Instagram.
Exactly. And I mean, I can disclose the location. It's going to be in the building of Blending Coffee Shop and Clarkwood.
Oh.
So it's going to be right there, somewhere like 2 doors down from Clarkwood.
I love that.
And it's a beautiful building. It's a historical building. We're going to have a storefront. It's going to be beautiful. And I think that it's going to help us a lot with the brand recognition, and everybody can see it. And I think our agents will really love it.
Take them out for drinks after they close, and all.
Every close you get a shot.
Free shots for everyone.
Free shots.
Well, that's amazing.
Depends on how big the sale is, right? I mean, come on.
You got bottom shelf or top shelf.
Yeah, exactly. And middle up, you get a Casa Azul, and below that you get the green tea.
So you hear that? High heels for some good drinks. So.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that.
Of course.
Another question for you is, what inspired you to start your own real estate company? And then what was the moment that you knew you had to create the firm, which I know you kind of like touched on a little bit.
Yeah.
Creating like systems in place.
Yeah. So honestly, I when I started doing this, I remember I never even thought I'm going to work in real estate. I just met a guy in the elevator, a guy named Sean Ray. He was one of the best apartment locators in Houston back at the time. And he told me about this apartment locating thing. And I was like, can you really make money, putting people in apartments? And he's like, yeah, you can even make $10,000 a month. And I said, $10,000 a month? I was like, wow, that sounds amazing. Yeah, exactly. So I got my license in literally 3 weeks. And I joined the company that he was working back at the time. We didn't stay in touch, but I owe him a lot, putting me into this business. But when I started, I became very, very good, very, very fast. And I just didn't know if it's because I'm not from here originally or what am I doing differently, because my numbers went through the roof, like in the first 2 months. And I was like just making so much money. Way more than the 10,000 he promised me. Way, way, way more. And I just said to myself, I can't keep all these good to myself. And my vision was I gotta help more people like myself to really break that ceiling of doing something that is very enjoyable, because I really love the connection with the clients. Mm-hmm. I really like helping people, finding a really good deal, saving them money, saving them time. I really love, being around people, and, in our industry, you really meet people from all, walks of life. Yeah. From, people who are entrepreneurs to people who are moving here for work, and, a whole bunch of people. And I really met a lot of my friends actually are my previous clients. Okay. That's crazy. So that's why I know that's really, really good. And so why I wanted to open this is because I really thought that I have some type of a formula. Again, we're not doing anything, crazy unique, but we do have something that is very, very special to us. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of like the hustle version of being a realtor. And, and that's why I wanted to open that. So I started hiring agents, and I said, let me see if I can teach them to do what I do. Maybe I'm just doing it because I am who I am, and I can't teach that. But I really got to a point where I created like a version of to train people to do what I do, and very quickly I started hiring agents, and they became successful, and I changed their lives, and the vision for me is to change as many lives as I can. Mm-hmm. So, and then like I said before, whenever we started tapping into the apartments, and we were making more than 2,000 leases every year, we started losing clients to people who were selling homes because they didn't know. So we had to evolve. And it's always about evolving. You can't, if you're playing defense, you're losing. Yeah. And that's the name of the game. You always need to think a couple of steps ahead. I already know what I'm going to do in 2026. I already have the visions for that. I kind of know what I'm going to do in 2027. So I'm always thinking, few steps ahead. So you gotta play offense. You can't play defense in this business. No.
I definitely agree. I love that. And I think why you are where you are, just having that servant mentality, because that goes a long way. Not a lot of people have that servant mentality. mentality. Like, I'm going to do this because I want to help you. I want to change. I want to do these different things.
Yeah.
So,
And I think, only if it's really genuine, it's going to work.
yeah.
And honestly, I'm really doing this. I think I'm selfless in a way where I really invest a lot, if it's money or time or effort. And a lot of times I don't even get the return as far as like money wise. But if I see someone, getting their life way, way, way better, for me, it's the biggest reward.
Yeah. The gratification.
And I know that, for the long run, I'll get what I deserve, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm shooting for. And this is not a sprint; it's a marathon.
Yes.
So
I love that. Okay. So as a top earning agent and now a business owner, what were some of the biggest challenges you faced from building the firm from the ground up, and then how did you push through those?
There is a lot of things. Honestly, there is a lot of things. Sometimes, you're investing in something, you don't know if it's going to work. And then when it's working, there is a lot of issues. Having a brokerage with a lot of different type of people, creating a lot of rivalries and create a lot of drama. So just to be able to control the drama without taking any sides, sometimes it's super hard. So I had to really, after a few years doing that, really get to a point where I rather fire or let someone that is a good agent go, because I feel like it's kind of like hurting the team as a team. So sometimes, you're just thinking, oh, that agent makes X amount of dollars and is a good agent and is a good person, but for some reason the energy doesn't work with the rest of the people, or they doing things that kind of hurt the team as a team.
Yeah.
So sometimes you have to get rid of some people or some things that are not good for the whole. And that's, I think, something that really, I had to learn the hard way. After having, some drama and some things, and, to really, make sure that, I rather lose one or two agents, in the short run, but for the long run, the business will stay alive and stay, successful.
Yeah, it's not just you at that point. You're thinking about like your business. You're thinking about everyone else who's
100%.
with your company. Yeah, how's that going to affect that?
Exactly. And if there's someone who's like creating some drama or some type of groups inside of the group, that's never good. And, I rather have like a team that has, very minimal drama, because there's always going to be something, right? It doesn't matter. Anywhere you go, and I'm not trying to think that, everybody's like, but.
Yeah, you have to at least be rowing in the right direction.
And it's real estate. It's a very competitive business, and, people are outspoken, and it is what it is. Like, you got to have a thick skin in this business, but, there is a line you don't cross, and when you cross that line, you got to go.
Yeah.
That's
You'll
it.
get the consequences.
Exactly, 100%.
Okay, so next question is, real estate can be cutthroat. What keeps you motivated and focused in such a competitive space? And what advice would you give to someone just starting out?
Yeah, real estate is very, very cutthroat, and it's a business that if you're not really doing it, not just for the money, you're not going to survive. So, I interviewed hundreds, if not thousands of people during the years. And one thing I really noticed is that agents who quickly asking about their splits, or, I ask them why real estate and they say, I want to make money. They usually never really make it.
Yeah.
Because your motivation has to be something else, way, way, way beyond money, because just making money is not enough.
Comes, it goes.
Yeah, and it's also like, it's not something that really gonna, get you up in the morning and make you work, especially in the beginning, being obsessed about it, and really, wanted to win and wanted to, make sure your clients are good. Because sometimes if it's money, then you're like, oh, I already spent X amount of hours with this client and I'm not even making that much money. So maybe I shouldn't invest in that client anymore. And that should not be the way to work, because at the end of the day, some clients, you show them one house, they buy it, it's $1 million, you make 30 grand in 2 hours.
Yeah.
And some clients, it's 400,000, and you're going to show them houses for weeks, and then they, pull out of the house and they went back and renewed their lease. And you're like, I really work 40 hours and make $0. But you have to stay nice to them. You have to really make sure that whenever they're ready again, they come back to you, right? And that's I think that's why money can never be your primary motivation. Money is good. Don't get me wrong. You can make a lot of money in this industry, but if money is why you're getting your real estate license, stop right now and do something else.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, real estate is very, very cutthroat. You got to have a very, very strong center. You got to have a strong base. You got to know, you got to be able to invest in yourself if it's education, and you got to be able to, like, have your day organized in a way where you know what you're doing in every time of the day. One thing I see that a lot of newer agents are doing, that's why they're not being successful, is once they are becoming their own boss, they're becoming the worst boss ever because they don't really, really watch what they're doing.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you're having a really, really bad business, and your employee doesn't even open the business and you don't care. Yeah. That's kind of how I see it. So if you are your own boss, you got to be a very tough boss. And if your best friend offers you to go and grab lunch and have drinks, and you have work to do, or you need to go and get your education, or learn something new about the industry, or go to like your team training or whatever it is, you have to say no. And saying no, that's like the hardest thing for people.
Yeah.
And that's why I think people, starting strong, having tons of motivation, and after a few weeks, kind of fade away, and they're like,
yeah,
I'm not making any money here. And they're getting really, really like, they're getting like, almost like frustrated and thinking like, oh my God, I'm drowning here. Like, I'm never going to be able to make money. And that's why you gotta have a routine, a day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you gotta set up a day. I'm waking up at this time. I'm doing this at between 8 and 9, and I'm doing that from 9 to 10, and I'm doing this training, and I'm watching these videos, and I'm doing that. So that's like something that you gotta be able to do. Be a very tough boss on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
In a way, it's almost like having two different people inside of you, and one of them is you, the employee, and the other one is you're the boss, right? So, and for a lot of people, it's very, very hard. Once they're becoming their own boss, they're taking it super easy on themselves.
Yeah.
That's why they can never be very successful.
Yeah. I mean, it's all about like discipline, because motivation can come and go, but discipline, like, I'm doing this even though I don't want to do it. So I think that's like a very big thing as well, too.
100%. You got to have a good mentor.
Yeah.
You got to have a good team. So whenever you're choosing a real estate brokerage, don't go for the biggest, flashiest name. Try to find someone who's really going to invest in you.
Yeah.
Someone who's really going to show you the ropes of the business, show you what to do, and really be there for you. Not always the biggest names are the ones that are really going to take you to the places you want to be. So whenever, and I'm not saying the big names are it's a wrong decision. You can be successful in any brokerage. To be honest with you, it's all about you. The team can really add extra 30-40% to what you can do. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, if you are successful or not is 100% on you.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's what I believe anyway. From what I've seen, I have so many good agents on my team that training I gave them is very, very minimal, and they are the best agents on the team. And the people are like coming to get trainings every day, thinking I'm going to give them some type of a secret formula. They're the one that are struggling a little more. So I feel like if you are going to be successful, you're going to be successful. If you're going to be great or amazing, that's on you. Like, that's on the team that can take you to the next and next level. That's why we always invest in the trainings and the technology and the tools. And I'm not trying to cut any corners. Always trying to get the best of the best, so the agent have the best the best chance to be successful.
Yeah. Well, I'm inspired. I'm pumped. I'm going to watch this podcast every morning to get my day started.
That's going to be our alarm clock.
Yeah, exactly. We just wake it up.
Wake up.
Let's go get it. Okay, awesome. Well, I just want to end the podcast with that. And then just for those of you who want to connect with you and work with the firm or learn more just about your experience, what's the best way to reach you? And then are there any upcoming opportunities or projects that we should look out for?
Yeah, so you can connect me on Instagram at Avi Sheleg, Sheleg. Our office is going to be on 3201 Ellen Parkway. We are always hiring, always hiring. We're looking for the next talent. We're looking for the next top producers. So even if you're a brand new agent, just got their license, or someone who's been in the industry for quite some time and want to take it to the next level, we are always hiring. We're hiring individuals. We're hiring small teams, medium teams. And like I said, we're gonna do some things a little bit different than the rest of the industry. And we're opening Austin very, very soon. So Austin is another opportunity if you're interested in doing Austin and Houston. Hopefully, in 2026 we're gonna do Dallas as well. But yeah, I mean, we're here for if you have any questions, or you just want to chat, or you just want to stop by at the office, grab a coffee.
Go to Clarkwood.
Yeah, go to Clarkwood, go to Blending. We actually have a great coffee machine, so you can get a free coffee and just come and chat with us. No commitment. You don't have to join or anything. Just come and chill. And I really don't mind sharing some of my experience and really help anybody that wants to get some tips. No problem. Free tips.
Yes, we love that. Well, thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Stay tuned for the next Simple Chat episode.